You think you're in love, but you're not. You are on a leash. That's what a trauma bond is. It is not chemistry, not loyalty, not fate. A fucking leash. 1 minute, he's worshiping you. The next, he's starving you. And your body calls it love because it does not know any better. That is not love. That is conditioning. It's the reason you delete his number and then memorize it anyways. It's why you tell your friends never again, but you still find yourself checking your phone at 2 a.m. waiting for that buzz that feels like oxygen. It's why you block him, swear you're done, and then one breadcrumb later, one I miss you, one I've been thinking about us, one fake apology, and suddenly you're back in his bed, back in the loop, back on the leash. Here's the savage truth. The leash doesn't even feel like a leash when you are in it. It does feel like love. That's the cruelest part. They train you to confuse collapse with connection and punishment with passion. Until you call it what it is, you will keep mistaking control for chemistry. I'm Megan Webster, an abuse recovery coach, a trauma-informed strategist, and the woman a narcissist hopes to never meet twice. This is the Narcissist Worst Nightmare podcast, where survival ends, truth cuts deep, and women like you rise from the wreckage into the power no abuser can touch. Trauma bonds do not start with abuse. They start with worship. They start with the way he love bomb you. The endless texts, the constant calls, the "you're my soulmate" speeches. You felt chosen, special, and safe. And then the punishment. The first time he went cold. The first time he disappeared for 3 days and came back like nothing happened. The first time he gave you silence so heavy you felt like you couldn't breathe. You panicked, you begged, you twisted yourself inside out, and just when you were about to break, he pulled you back in. A flood of attention, flowers on the counter, sex that felt like fire, promises of forever. That cycle, reward, punishment, reward, does not just break you. It rewires you. It trains your body to wait for the high after the collapse, to crave the hit that only comes when you're starving for it. It is the slot machine of love. One more pull and maybe this time he will stay. I had a client tell me that her boyfriend at the time ignored her for a week, and then he showed up with gifts and apologies, and it felt like proof that he cared, like the suffering made it real. That is not proof. That is programming. That is the first cut of the tether. The moment your nervous system learns to confuse pain with passion, punishment with proof, and chaos with chemistry. And once that hook is in, it is no longer attraction. It's addiction. Your nervous system becomes a battlefield. And here's a savage truth. You do not stay because you love him. You stay because your nervous system thinks that leaving will kill you. Every withdrawal spikes cortisol. Every breadcrumb of affection drops dopamine. The chemical cocktail that keeps you hooked, not on him, but on the cycle. It's why your stomach drops when he ignores you. It's why your hands shake when he finally texts you after days of silence. It's why your body aches when he's gone but lights up the second he comes back, no matter how much damage he has done. I had a client share with me that she felt high when he finally touched her after weeks of punishing silence. This was not passion. This is her nervous system rewarding her for surviving the deprivation. This is why trauma bonds are so brutal. Your body betrays you. Your brain screams, he's toxic, get out. But your nervous system whispers, you can't live without him. And so you doubt yourself. You think, why do I want him so bad? Because your body's being rewired to crave the chaos. This is why women go back. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you don't know better. It's because your nervous system is betrayed like, honestly, a drug addict waiting for the next hit. The trauma bond feels unbreakable until you start cutting it strand by strand. The first cut is naming it, saying, this is not love. This is a lie. This is conditioning. That's when you're going to start seeing the fog lift. The second cut is interruption. You silence the notifications. You block the number. You take space and you remove the drug that your body is craving. I had a client share with me that she started to put her phone in the drawer at night, that she felt like she was actually detoxing. But the next morning, she felt strong. She had a good night's sleep. And that's where she started to detach. The third cut is anchoring. When the panic hits, instead of reaching for him, you're going to drop back down into your body. Feet flat on the ground, hand on your chest. Long breath in, you remind yourself, I am safe without him. And the final cut is replacement, because you don't just rip the bond out, You have to fill the space that it left. That means pouring the same energy you wasted surviving him into rebuilding you. This is going to look different for everybody, but therapy, movement, exercise, friendship, business, parenting, pleasure, you want to pour into a life that does not leave room for any more collapsing. This is the work that we do inside of the Reinvent, Rebuild, and Redeem membership, where women stop circling the trauma bond and finally break it for good. And it's exactly what we're going to ignite live at Forged in the Fire, Turning Your Scars into Sovereignty on October 23rd. Free, raw, one night where you stop asking why you stayed and start living like you could again. Here's the part that no one tells you. Leaving is not a one-time event. It's not just filing the papers or blocking the number. It's not posting the quote to Instagram saying never again. Leaving is a war with your own nervous system. Every day, every hour, you are choosing collapse or anchor, leash or freedom. Most women lose this battle because they think it should feel easy. It does not. It's going to feel like a detox. It is going to feel like withdrawal. It feels like you can't breathe and you're going to die if you don't respond or answer, but then you don't. You breathe through it. You anchor. You speak your truth. Little by little, the craving loosens its grip. That's the plan. Not perfect days where you don't think about him. Not fairy tale mornings where you wake up over it. The plan is simple. Starve the bond. Feed yourself. That means no contact wherever possible. If you co-parent, strip communication down to logistics. No emotion, no defending, no proving. I just did an episode on co-parenting with the narcissist. Stop rewriting the story. Those good times you replay at 2 a.m., they were not real. That was his strategy. They were breadcrumbs to keep you on a leash. Do not romanticize your own captivity. Anchor into your body. When the craving hits, and it will, you don't want to reach out for him. You want to ground into yourself, feet on the floor, breathing longer out than in, reminding yourself that this is a detox, not a destiny. This doesn't last forever if you stay true to you. And you want to build a future so magnetic, so sacred, that you would not trade it in for a single text, a single apology, or a single night of sex. Here's the thing. Trauma bonds don't dissolve because you wake up stronger one day. They dissolve because you stop feeding them. Every no, every silence is a cut. And every time you anchor instead of spiral, that's severing the tie. One day, the leash you thought was unbreakable is just going to snap. And it may not be this big aha moment for you. But one day, you're going to feel safe and peace on your heart. You don't just leave him. You leave the version of you who thought she needed him to breathe. That's the type of woman that our membership builds. The woman who's walked in fire and burns the leash down once and for all. You didn't stay because you were weak. You stayed because your nervous system was hijacked. But hijacked doesn't mean hopeless. The same body that craved the chaos can be rewired to crave peace. The same nervous system that got hooked on punishment can learn to anchor into safety. The same heart that begged for crumbs can now demand a feast. That's what this work is. That's what the Reinvent, Rebuild, and Redeem membership was built for. And that's what Forged in the Fire will ignite in you. The event that will have you stop asking why you stayed and start living because you'll never go back. If this episode cracks something open in you, good. That means you're waking up. Share this with a woman who needs it. Hit follow so you never miss the next one. Send me a DM on Instagram to tell me what landed for you. And when you're ready to go deeper, join me inside Reinvent, Rebuild, and Redeem membership, the community where survivors stop circling the trauma bond and finally break it for good. And do not miss Forged in the Fire, Scars into Sovereignty on October 23rd. It is a free event, live one night where you don't just talk about leaving the leash. You cut it, you burn it, and you never look back. This is the Narcissist Worst Nightmare podcast, and remember, your comeback starts the second you decide you're done apologizing for things that were never your fault.